Welcome to the All Things Fun Vidcast, our feature comics that are released today, Wednesday, April 20th, 2011. I'm your host, Ed Evans. I'm here with my co-host, Allison Eckel.
Hello.
Glenn could not be here today, but he'll be back next week.
No.
So we'll make fun of him since he's not here. She says that now. She's always, see, I'm the nice one. No, we won't do that too much. No. So what do you have this week?
Oh, I have tons of stuff that I just have been scrambling to read, and I haven't gotten very far. First, let's start with the Batcave, because we are finishing up a story. It turns out there was a crossover in the Batcave that I didn't see. You know, they spend so much time marketing the really big ones. Right. Flashpoint, Brightest Day, War of the Green Lanterns, or whatever's going on over there, that when they do something smaller, it sort of flies under the radar. But so last month we had Batman started the crossover, Judgment on Gotham, and it was the Crusader and Azrael, and it pulls in a whole bunch of other people. Well, that actually continued. This is actually last month's Batman here. In case you're looking at that. I don't have that one yet. This is it. Then it went into last week's Red Robin 22. And this week it continues in Gotham City Sirens, there's Catwoman, and this month's Batman 709. It's a lot of heady stuff, a lot of action, it's a little gory. It's a pretty compelling storyline. It's not just one writer, it's all the regular titles writers, and they all feed into the crossover.
Surprise crossover.
Yes, surprise.
Crossover. Oh.
So I'm not prepared for anything else. Oh, we have Superman Batman seems to be coming a little faster now. It seemed like that was a title that would drop every once in a while. Oh yeah, they still doing that?
Bonus comic, this one.
Kind of a thing. What's going on? I don't remember. But we had Sorcerer Kings is a story that's been going on. This was last month's part 2. Today we have part 3. Find Superman and Batman out of continuity. They're in some sort of future world full of magic. Clarion, the witch boy, is there. Clark gets to use magic and see what that feels like. And it's all very interesting. Different take for those two. What else? We have Supergirl. Speaking of Superman, Supergirl. This continues the story of the mysterious blonde guy who made a cell phone app, something like Foursquare, for finding superheroes. You see a superhero, you log it in, and it gets tracked. And of course, it was a way, in past months, it was a way for bad guys to actually find them and appear. And this month we find out who that guy is, the blonde app developer.
Dun, dun, dun.
The end of the story has the big reveal on who that really is. He is not actually a blonde app developer. He is something else. And some of her other teen heroes make an appearance as well. Damian as Robin, and a Blue Beetle, and a few other kids. So that's a good story. Of course, we have Green Lantern, War of the Green Lanterns. Hey, I got that right.
You did, very good.
That was a guess. You
can tell I'm reading these books, not her, right? And here we have Ed's books.
Yeah, I've been spending so much time trying to catch up on the other things that I actually haven't been reading this one. It just seems I'm a little tired of big Green Lantern crossovers because they've been going on for several years now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, Sinestro Corps Wars, and it fed right into Blackest Night and Brightest Day, and now we've got this one.
So good.
Today, we have 2 books. You've got Part 4 and Part 5. I think I read a comment on Twitter the other day that said, please, spread them out a little bit. That might make a little bit of sense.
Details. You
know, one week we have 4, the next week we have 5. But today you've got 2 books, Parts 4 and 5. Looks like Hal is wearing a yellow ring. I haven't been reading it, so that looks
Those of us reading the story.
You know,
Lots of good stuff going on.
I know. I'll have a day where well, now that I have 5 parts to catch up on, I might just sit down and knock them all out so that I'll be ready for Part 6 to have a really good.
Which comes out next week.
But you guys can beat me to it if you want to and read up on them and tell me what it's like. That'd be good.
That'd be good.
What do you have then?
I have all kinds of crazy stuff. So we don't have Glenn this week.
No.
No. So we're mourning our loss of our friend Glenn. He'll be back next week.
We didn't really lose him.
Exactly where he is. So.
Yes, because he checks in on Foursquare at every stop.
It's true.
This morning he was at McDonald's.
3 different McDonald's. So Avengers number 12, I'm just going to keep pressing on. This is the conclusion of the Infinity Gauntlet story arc that they've been running recently. That's a very good read. You've also got Avengers Academy, issue 12, all grown up, which is also the end of a story arc in Avengers Academy as well. We've got, kind of like Avengers, because you've got Luke Cage, you've got the Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts number 156 ships this week. This is actually still mid-story, just getting rolling with their arc. My goodness, so much stuff here.
I know.
It's crazy.
So much.
We've got, this is a big week this week. Hulk number 32, Red Hulk on the cover, Hulk smash, it's what he does.
Smash.
Not a big heady thing, not a lot of mystery solving going on in that book. Deadpool Max number 7, so it's a day without sunshine, so we get Deadpool, and here he is. Lots of Deadpool for you. Silver Surfer 3 of 5 limited series, where they kind of probe a little bit more into the psyche of the surfer. Scar, King of the Savage Land, 2 of 5. What am I going to tell you on that one? Spectacular Spider-Man number 1000, because everybody knows if you can't do a number 1, do a 1000, and it will sell. This has got some new content and some reprinted content. It's a big book.
No, I read something recently. We know Ultimate Spider-Man, that's the death of Spider-Man.
That's correct.
Something I read recently written by someone at Marvel said that this was going to have ripples into the regular titles. Do we see that yet?
No.
Or no? Okay.
No. Matter of fact, this week they announced, they showed the new costume.
Ah, yes.
For the new Ultimate Spider-Man, and that someone else would be wearing the costume.
Right.
So, so coming up, guys, if you're into Ultimate Spider-Man, even if you're not, it's probably time to jump in and check out this story arc. Yeah, because Ultimates, they do make changes. Where in the base books, somebody dies, they come back. It's kind of how we do things. Ultimate Universe, they play around that playground a little bit more. So somebody gets whacked, they stay whacked. Now, they're still not saying he dies. Maybe he retires. Maybe he has done to Boca. We really don't know. Yeah, what's going to happen?
They did say apparently he's a high school student in the Ultimates universe.
He is.
I'm learning.
He's a kid. You are.
And yes, I have Marvel news myself. But yeah, and then that's going to change. It's not going to be our regular high school student who wears the costume. Something different's going to happen. A different person, a different something.
Yeah, anybody who reads the book knows you have a couple options because we just came out with their version of the Clone Saga, so it could go any number of ways, which did not go on for 6 months like it did in the regular universe. Just saying.
Okay.
Yes. So, Iron Man 2.0, issue number 4, also out this week. And for those folks who are really into Fear itself, got some neat stuff. This is the Invincible Iron Man 503, so it's your regular Invincible Iron Man. There's a Fear itself tie-in this month. So I'll give you a little background on how Stark was trying to build Asgard and how it went horribly wrong. And then you have a one-shot called Sins Past. Fear itself one-shot, Sins Past. This is a setup for folks who didn't know that the new Red Skull was a female.
Okay.
Allison. So you read this, you'll find out all about it.
Skull.
There's an old Red Skull, the World War II nasty Nazi Red Skull, and then his daughter, Sin, and she's not actually created for this. She's been around forever, and this is some of her backstory, some of the older comics explaining who she is.
Speaking of, this is my Marvel news.
Go for it.
I'll fit this in. Really. Last week came out was Marvel released this issue. It's still on shelves at your local comic shop. It reprints 3 older stories from the 60s. Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Journey into Mystery, Thor's first appearance, I think, his first stories. It was super fun. I bought it and I read it, and it was a lot of fun. It was my first Thor. This is why this is my news. I'm a DC girl. This was my first time reading.
Thorgen. All right.
Thor. Nice. Nice. Oh. It was really interesting. It was also my first time, I think, reading original Stan Lee writings. I'm definitely a modern comics reader. Yeah. I got a little tired of the tell, not show.
Right.
You know, it's Jack Kirby art. Let the man show it instead of telling me everything. And then he takes a step forward, and then he throws his hammer. It got a little tiresome for me, but okay. And it got to be the same joke, so to speak. You know, how is he going to change without anybody seeing him? You know, it's sort of like Smallville. How is he going to be Clark Kent into Superman without somebody passing out? But I got interested. I was interested to read modern Thor, so I think I might. Is this last week's?
This is last week's.
Journey into Mystery, Fear Itself.
Yep.
Thor.
And that's a Loki setup book mostly.
Okay.
So that explains what happened to Loki, brings you up to date with where he is and what he's doing.
All right.
That was last week's book.
That's my Marvel.
Plus extra content.
I might write something about my new Marvel experiences.
Wow.
Since I'm overdue on my latest blog post.
Nice tie in there.
Yes, and we're just about up on time on our first segment, I believe. Is that our timer?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, tell you what then, we're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll be right back with more of the All Things Fun Vidcast right after this. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.